I was working at Bailey Controls in Wycliffe, and ever since I was in college, I thought, someday I'd like to, quit my job and grow grapes, make wine. I grew up on a farm. We had a farm when I was little, and so I knew what farm work was about. It wasn't a surprise to me, so it is to some. And I thought, I enjoyed that lifestyle. I thought it'd be nice to, get back to it. And I never thought I'd be out here more than a couple years after I got out of college, but they kept paying me. And I thought, well, I can drive to the Cleveland airport just as easily as I can drive to the Atlanta airport or the Phoenix airport. So why not? And then I discovered that there was this nice, warm, strangely warm wine region out here east of Cleveland. And I thought, hey, I could start this while I'm still working. And so I bought some land out here 16 years ago, and, started preparing it to plant grapes and started working in other vineyards. And I bumped into these other two guys who were also grape growers. And we said, hey, instead of selling our grapes to everyone, let's go ahead and add value to our agricultural product. And we started this winery. John Bohink and Pat Linehan. So while I was developing my vineyard, actually my brother bought some land just south of me, and we started planting grapes there, while all this is going on, while our plans were developing. And it's another reason why I kind of stopped making plans, because all my plans were stupid and small. The original plan was I was going to, put some grapes in my front yard and sell wine off the front porch, right? But then you keep, you see more opportunity, and now it's wildly out of control, clearly. While we were thinking, hey, we need a place to, put our winery, this property became available. So this property was originally owned by Gerald Smith, and Gerald Smith had a vineyard up here, and right where in front of the winery, where it is now. Yeah. And he passed away in 2006. And in 2012, we bought this part from his daughter and son-in-law, who still live in the house down at the corner. And we rehabilitated the vineyard and, built the winery here. We dug the hole in 2016. Then we poured an insane amount of concrete in 2017 and got our licenses and opened up in 2018. So right here we have a little less than an acre. And between the three of us, about 20 acres. But everything's local. I mean, it's like my place, which is a mile south of here, my brothers, the neighbors, two neighbors down there. We have another neighbor up here whose vineyard we're taking care of, John's place, which his family's farm is 3 miles north of here, and that's really the furthest away. So it's all local. So everything except for John's place, because the Grand River Valley is 2 miles either side of the river. John's is, just a little too far outside the line, so we can't call it Grand River Valley up there. We do mostly vinifera. So because we're in this nice warm spot and we have some good warm sites, we can grow some red grapes that you can't necessarily ripen everywhere around here, but we have some nice warm spots. So we have Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Dornfelder. Dornfelder is it's a German red grape. Some is grown in the Finger Lakes. There's a little bit grown out here. They use it for blending mostly. We have quite a bit of it, and it's turned out to be our most popular wine. And it's a German red grape. It was bred in the 20s, and it was released in the 50s, and it produces a monstrous crop if you let it. It'll do 7 or 8 tons per acre, which is crazy. Yeah. It's like Concord, Yeah. And then in the 90s, they revised their German wine quality law, and they limited the production per acre. And so once they limited Dornfelder to a normal load, like 2.5 tons per acre, 3.5 tons per acre, it made a great wine. And so you didn't even really see Dornfelder by itself until about 2000 in Germany. It's the grandchild of Pinot Noir. So it's light in body. So it doesn't have the big tannins that you would see like in a big cab, but it's very dark and very fruity and very spicy, like cinnamon, nutmeg, like baking spices. To me, it tastes like triple berry pie without the sugar. And it goes with a surprising number of foods. And it's kind of we call it the gateway wine, the red wine. It's the red wine for people to try who want to tiptoe. They've been through the sweet wines, now they're into the dry whites, and they want to tiptoe into the red wines. This is a good, gateway red wine. So those are the reds, and we're going to do a meritage with our Merlot here soon. And we have in whites, we have Chardonnay, Riesling. We have a lot of different Riesling blocks around, and we make different Riesling styles. So we'll do a dry Riesling. We let it get riper and the acid drops, make a nice dry Riesling. We have sweeter Rieslings. We have Gewürztraminer that we haven't bottled yet. We need to bottle that. And we do a Cab Franc Rosé that's very dry. It's bone dry. And the first one we did just as an experiment, and it sold out in 3 months. So I was like, hey, we got to make more of that. So we made more.